there, thanks for stopping by my channel. If you're new here, don't forget to hit the subscribe button and the little bell next to it so you'll be notified whenever I upload a new video. Today we're going to be using the new Prima Terrian watercolor palette to paint with. We'll also be using our Copic markers to color this adorable My Favorite Things Friends at First Sip stamp set images. So let's get started. Okay, so let's go ahead and swatch our paints out. Aren't they cute all wrapped up there? So I went ahead and I unwrapped them all and put them back in the tray there where they went, and then I spritzed them with a really quick spritz of water so they're all wet and activated and all that. And I'm just grabbing some paint on my brush and I'm using the dark color there on the left, and I'm using some water to spread it out so I kind of can see what they look like, really concentrated down to when they get quite a bit of water on there, how diluted they can get. I'm loving all of these greens in this paint set. I think these are awesome. And I did pick these paints up over at scrapbook.com, and they were on sale at the time I made this video, so I'll go ahead and put a link down in the description box in case you would also like to pick them up. I think this would be a great addition to your paint sets if you are collecting these Prima sets. They work out really great, and I love that you can take them places in case you would like to. I never take my paints anywhere, but I think that'd be great if you wanted to just grab them and go out and do whatever. I love all the colors that are in this set. And like I said, they were on sale, so go grab one. Okay, so let's make a background for our images to sit on. So I've got a piece of Arches 140 pound cold press paper. I went ahead and used my snap. It's a snap round 12-inch, but it's pretty big. And I just dipped it in some clear water and I dabbed it on my little paper there. And I taped it down so that it won't buckle as much. And I started out with Willow Tree, which is the lightest green. And then I added some Spanish moss on top of that. And now I'm adding a little bit of the vine leaf on there. And my whole idea was to kind of make it look like bushes or trees there in the background, and I'm using my paper towel there periodically to dab up a little bit of excess water that pools along the edges. I thought maybe we can make it look like shrubbery or bushes that she's kind of standing in front of. Here we're going to go ahead and start the sky, so I just got it wet, and then I'm just running that blue around and kind of making it come around to the middle where the bushes touch. And then again I will add a little bit, I'll take my paper towel and kind of dab it in there, kind of make it look like clouds and dab up some of the water in the blue so it makes the paper white again. Then I decided I'm going to need a little bit more green in here, and the paper's not dry. See how it's still bleeding and fuzzing out there? It's still pretty wet. You could let it dry a little bit and then go in, but I'm trying to be quick. So I'm just going in and I'm putting a bunch more paint on there, and then I use my paper towel to dab some up if it gets to be too much water. Here we'll get the bottom wet, and we're going to add a little bit of that brown there on the bottom. And then I'm just using water to make it go till it fades out towards the bottom edge. And I made sure to brush a little bit up into my green bushes, because bushes have yellows and browns in them too. So I thought that would make a nice little detail in my foliage up there. And then I decided I would maybe put some trees on here later. So I decided I'd maybe streak those, make some of the paint marks go straight up and down so that I could maybe draw some trees in afterwards. So we'll see how that goes. Now I'm just using my Ranger heat tool to dry it, and I'm going to dry it all the way so that it will flatten itself back out before I remove the tape. You always want to make sure to let it dry all the way before you remove the tape, or you run the risk of it peeling up the paper a little bit. So if it's dry all the way, though, it's not, I've never had it have a problem of grabbing the paper. It just peels right off there. But I always make sure to peel the paint or the tape so it's going away from your image. That will help out with not ripping it too. And it won't really matter that we got the edge there, because we're going to cut all of that off. So now we're going to go ahead and we're going to color our images with our Copic markers. So I'm going to use E21, E00, and E000 for my skin tones, and then R30 for her cheeks. And I'm going to color darkest to lightest, so I'm going to start out with the darkest and then work my way down to the lightest color on all of my coloring. I like to color dark to light. It's just a personal preference. After practicing lots and lots of times doing it light to dark, I didn't like how it looked, and so I switched and tried it the other way, and I've been coloring that way ever since. So it's kind of up to you. You got to practice and decide what you want to do, but I'm not going to do anything fancy. I'm just going to go through, and I usually give the skin a couple of coats. So I'll go through the first time and put the cheek color on, and then I'll come back with a second coat so that it can smooth it all out. Now we're going to go ahead and we're going to grab some color for her hair. We're going to use E49, 47, 44, and 43. And I'm just going to flick some little lines on there going in the direction that her hair is going. And I'm going to and again, I'm going to go from darkest to lightest. I don't tend to like the white streaks in there, so I tend to color all of my hair all the way in. A lot of times you can, if you like it, you go ahead and leave some of those white highlights in there because it does make it look really cool. I can just never get mine to look great. I think it looks terrible. Now we're going to go ahead and just color the rest of it in with our E43, including the part on her hair. Something quick and easy. She's got a few little lines there, and then I'm going to take my E47 and just draw a few more of those little lines in just to make it look a little more streaky. I'm trying not to get out a bunch of colors today. I'm trying to make this quick and easy because I don't have a lot of time. The girls have wandered away and they're letting me do some coloring. So now we're going to use E59, 39, 37, and 35 to color in our sweater. And again, we're going darkest to lightest, so I'm putting the the R59 wherever I want it to be darkest, and then I'm just going to work my way down to the lightest color until it's all colored in. But yeah, we have a bunch of kids. Lexi's half-sister Mayana came to live with us a couple of weeks ago, so it's been a rough couple of weeks in trying to figure out when I can have time to do any kind of coloring or any kind of crafting. So that's why I haven't been here on my YouTube channel sharing videos and stuff with you or anything over on my blog, because I've just been swamped. So now when I get to the lightest color, I tend to go over the entire image and kind of swipe over it a couple of times, 2 or 3 times, and it just blends all of those colors together and makes it look really nice. So since I have these colors out, we're going to go ahead and color her shoes. Like I said, the girls left me alone for a couple of minutes, so I'm just trying to color this image up quickly while they're not standing here jumping up and down wanting a snack or whatever it is they're wanting. Because we've had Mayana here, and then my other daughter, Ashley, her 4 kids, she's going through some stuff. So her 4 kids come over Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sundays. So we end up having 6 kids here on the weekends. So that means Heather doesn't really get to go to her craft room much. So I'm sorry I haven't been around much. But the store is still open. I'm still sending out orders, and I do have my eBay store open too if you're needing some dies. And if you head over to the store blog, all those links are at the top of the blog to go to the store and to go over to the eBay store if you're needing to pick up anything. I chose this stamp set because I made a card kit out of it here a few weeks ago, and I still have 4 of these stamp sets left. So if you're interested in this cute little stamp set with a girl drinking coffee, it has a couple of girls on there, a few dogs, and other little accessory stamps that go with it, and it is on sale over at the store. It comes with in the card kit. So like I said, you're going to get the stamp set, the die, and then you'll get 3 cards, not this one, but 3 of the cards we made for the card kit in your kit, and then you can pick that up. And I will put a link to that down in the description box in case you'd like to do some shopping. That really helps my channel out and myself. I really appreciate it. I always try to put all the links to everything I use down in the description box, either in the YouTube for the YouTube channel or on the store blog. I put them down in the bottom so that in case you'd like to do some shopping, they're all down there in case you'd like to go grab something. A lot of times I'll leave my station, and if I want to shop on Amazon, I will go to someone's channel and I will click on their Amazon link so that they will get credit for all the things I buy over there, even though it may be only a couple of dollars or maybe a couple of cents depending on what you're shopping for. It does help that person out by shopping those affiliate links and just clicking through. It's not costing you anything. They're just there and they get a little bit of a commission off there. So if you're ever doing any shopping on any of the stores that I'm affiliated with, if you click on any of my links first, even if you're not buying that item, you can go there and shop and buy whatever you want, and then I get a small commission on that, and it helps my channel out. It helps me buy things for the station, buy extra stamps if I want to share them with you here, and I really do appreciate that. So now I'm going to go ahead and use my C2, and I decided to just color her shirt all the way in with this gray color because I accidentally colored the collar of her shirt red, and I kind of cheated and used that gray to push that red off the collar and back onto her shirt, and you didn't even notice, did you? But her shirt is now gray. Then we're going to go ahead and color in our trees, and nothing fancy. Again, we started with G99, then we're filling it in a little bit with G94, and then I'm going to swipe over the entire tree with G82, and it will make that line there in the middle of those trees just disappear. And then I went into my other room and I cut everything out, but we're going to go ahead and make the background first. So I decided, I was watching, Christina Warner did a video here a few days ago, or I don't know when she did, but it showed up on my feed where she had done some embossing on the side of her image. She used a ruler and the pin to put it on there, but I couldn't find the pin and I didn't want to bother with the ruler, so I just wiped my cardstock on the edge of my Versamark ink pad, and then I either dumped some of my embossing powder on there, and this is Wow Silver Metallic sparkle glitter embossing powder. I'll put it down in the description box in case you'd like to pick some up. I'm not being tidy and I'm not being neat, but I thought it would add a cute little sparkly detail to the edges of my card. And I did make sure that I moved my card, the paper there I have with all the embossing powder, away from my heat tool, because I made the mistake of hitting it the first time with the heat tool and it kind of sprayed it everywhere. And then I tried to keep the edges kind of neat and tidy, but if you're not neat and tidy, you can always take your brush and flick that embossing powder off of there before you heat it, and then it won't be on there. Here I'm just heating it with my heat tool where I'm drying it and getting it all ready. I'm going to go ahead and put it back into my little bowl there, otherwise I'm going to get that stuff everywhere. I already made this huge mess on the desk, and you're going to watch me wipe it off here so you don't have glitter everywhere. But I think it really made it sparkle and shiny on there. So let's go ahead and stick the paper into our Tim Holtz stamp platform and pick a sentiment. And I'm going to stamp it in that nice little yellowish green area there. That's a perfect spot for it. And I'm going to use my VersaFine Onyx Black ink. I use this ink pad all the time for my sentiments. I love this one the most for sentiments. I'm going to stamp it a couple times because it's watercolor paper and I want it to be really crisp and clear. So now here's where I decided I was going to put some trees up here on some of these lines that I drew onto with my painting. Now in hindsight, I probably should have just left these off, but I'd already started, so I'm just going to go ahead and put the trees on there. And you know what? It doesn't matter. It's my card, and whoever gets it, they can either love the trees or be like, Heather, what in the heck were you thinking with those trees? It's not really going to matter. So I'm just going to go with it. So now we're going to go ahead and grab some double-sided foam tape. I'm going to put them along the back of my piece here, and then I'm going to attach it to my card base. And this is a 4 1/4 by 5 1/2 inch card. So we're just taping that down, and then I'm going to use some liquid glue to attach my girl and my trees on here. Alright, so we're going to attach the rest of our trees on here, and then we're going to pop up our dog, and that is going to do it for our card today. If you have a question, leave me a comment down below, and I will make sure to get back to you. If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to hit the thumbs up button. That really helps my channel out. I really appreciate it. And don't forget to go over and do some shopping over at the store. I hope you're having a fabulous day, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.